Hi guys, my name's Karen Martin and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about something I've wanted to talk about for a very long time. In university I used to suffer from migraines that would really affect me with pain in my head, and it would impair my vision. I would actually see like an aura on one side of my vision that was like, it looked a bit like it looked like eyelashes, and it was this weird like light aura, and I would only be able to see like half of my vision, and it would really affect me. I'd have to go to the sick bay and stay there in a dark room until the painkillers kicked in, which was usually about 10 minutes, and then suffer for about 2 days. The second day my brain would just feel like jelly. So I don't know if you're experiencing some of these migraine symptoms, but I used to get them maybe several times a year. And now I really don't get them as much. And when I do this one trick. I'd be really fascinated to see and hear from you if this works for you, because I'm not quite sure if this is like in my mind and placebo, or if it happens to everybody. Okay, so during university in biological psychology, we learnt that the brain has 2 hemispheres. And we also learnt that the optic nerve weaves its way across to the opposite side of each eyeball. So it looks a bit like this. So say you have eyeballs at the top. And this is a little bit freaky, so bear with me. So we have this optic nerve that joins in the center of the brain, and then the nerve from one side actually crosses over to the other side. And in the context of the brain, it looks a bit like this. Okay, something like that. And this is not to scale. So, so thinking about that and thinking about what was happening to my vision on one side, I was thinking that my brain seemed out of balance. And I did hear that there was a communication issue with migraines with the 2 sides of the brains. So to cut a long story short, towards the end of university, I also needed eyewear, like a lot of people. From reading the small text in the textbooks, by the end of the degree, often your eyes get a little bit fatigued. And some people, like me, actually needed reading glasses. But to actually help entrain your eyeball to restore itself, have better eye health, you can actually do eye exercises. So it actually helps repair your eye by doing eye exercises to restore the original shape. And some of those eye exercises involved like looking out into the distance and strengthening your eyes as you did these exercises. So I know I'm not going into much helpful detail there, but that's a video for another topic. So what I'm trying to explain is that based on that concept, it got me thinking, what if I closed my eyes and did a simple eye exercise during this time where I'm really wanting to close my eyes anyway, because I have this debilitating headache and there's nothing else to do. So I just closed my eyes and started doing an eye exercise. And some of it, I believe, is a horizontal movement. But in my mind, which I found out just today, I did some research and found out that if you do a horizontal eye exercise, then you can actually help increase the communication and the signals between the 2 hemispheres, which creates communication. So I did this exercise, which I believe now has the ability to help increase the communication between the 2 hemispheres. But I'm not too sure of the science. But anyway, what I did was something like this. I closed my eyes and just say that you imagine a screen in front of your eyes, even though your eyes are closed. So with my eyeball, I actually put my eyeball in the top let's say this is left and say this is right. So I put my eyeball in the far top left space of my eyes. So I just closed my eyes and I was looking up that way in the very corner. Okay, and then just to rebalance, I would look in the opposite side. So if I looked up there for about 2 seconds, then I would then come and look down here for about 2 seconds. And I also did that with the other top corner. So if I looked up here, then for 2 seconds, then I would look down here for 2 seconds. Okay, so I was practicing going to the different corners of my eye socket with my eyeball, going and then compensating for the other side, so I was basically trying to rebalance them and help the blood flow or do something. And the strange thing was, after about 2 minutes, or sometimes 4 minutes or 5 minutes of doing this, while also breathing calmly, while also relaxing, then I would open my eyes and check, and I would feel that perhaps like after 1 minute of doing that, my symptoms had alleviated by about 50%. And then I would close my eyes and continue to do it for another minute. And then I would find my symptoms were cleared. And it was fantastic. This is out without taking any anti-inflammatories. And so essentially it was a way to resolve this migraine, these migraine symptoms. And I got complete relief. So I really want to share that with you to double check if this works for you, for anyone else suffering from migraines. And the other thing, which I'm pretty sure I did also, is looking horizontally from left to right. So not only are you going into each opposite corner of your eyelids for about, let's say, 2 seconds, or whatever feels comfortable for you. That was the amount of time that felt comfortable for me. And maybe sometimes I stretched it to 5 seconds. But I did this, it was, just think of it like a warm-up before you play sport. So whatever feels comfortable for you, but it's like an exercise routine. So let's say it was 2 seconds as a base point. And then I'm pretty sure that I also looked from left to right horizontally. And maybe up and down. I don't really think I did up and down, but I might have. But I definitely did these 4 corners because they felt like a real good stretch for my eyeballs. And I'm pretty sure I have done horizontal. So I really hope that this helps someone that is suffering from migraines, particularly with a vision impairment. The other really interesting thing is I suffered from migraines for so many years. Even in my professional life, I would have to go home from work with a debilitating migraine. And this was often from being in front of very bright screens during stressful times, where all I could think of was, okay, what are the triggers? And I would review all the triggers that cause migraines, and I would notice that perhaps 3 of them were happening at once, which then of course increases the chance of the migraine. So things like eating bananas, chocolate, too much coffee, too much exposure to the sun, and too much exposure to screens, and maybe a lack of sleep and dehydration. So, and there might be some more main triggers, but these are the top ones that I found sometimes helped cause this. But there is actually another potential trigger, and it's low magnesium. A lot of people are actually deficient in magnesium, and we don't really realize it. It's not normally a topic of conversation. So the magnesium is a major mineral, and often our diets are deplete just due to the modern agriculture. It's not readily available in the soil, readily available in our produce anymore. So we are quite often deficient in magnesium, which has many great health benefits for the body to keep it all functioning, especially to help relax nerves and, to help relax muscles, to help support heart health, support mood disorders like depression, and it can also help alleviate migraines. So I never knew this for so many years, and I was just blindly suffering from migraines, and I may have been able to treat that with preventative measures. So now I take magnesium all the time, or as much as possible. So just be really careful which magnesium you choose. The one that's most readily available at the stores is magnesium oxide, and it's actually not that easy for the body to absorb. I believe the body can absorb about 5% of it. So the most absorbable forms are such as magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, and there are so many other types of magnesium. So I really recommend that you get a good quality magnesium, and you are taking adequate amounts so that you are definitely not deficient, but also preventing migraines. So I hope that this video was really enlightening. Please test out this eye exercise. So in the science, I did find out that looking to the left and right horizontally does help balance the left and right brain hemispheres. So please try this out next time you get a migraine, but do prevent migraines if you can, avoid the triggers, and also make sure that you're getting enough magnesium in your diet.